What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
Time to subscribe.
Go ahead and subscribe.
You love this part of the show because subscribing is your favorite thing to do, isn't it? Maybe it's not, but it should be.
Well, give us a like if you've already subscribed.
Yeah, exactly.
Just between you and me, there's a line, there's no tricks, ooh, there's a love.
Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your intimacy. And today we're excited again to be on the Lance J Radio Network.
Yes.
In fact, Paragon 7. So, last week we did something that was interesting. We really talked about our relationship to food. We had a special guest on the show.
Yes.
Her name is Tracye McQuirter, and she was amazing. And we didn't get to finish that interview. We only did half of it, and we wanted to bring you the other half today just to give you something to work with. You know, it's funny because we talked last week about our relationship to food and how that impacts our relationship with each other and all that kind of stuff. And I was just thinking this morning, is there such thing as food intimacy?
For me, it is.
I mean, we like food that much.
No, really.
You know what I'm saying?
For me, it is.
And here's the thing. I actually think that our relationship grows when we're eating with each other. You really think about how communal we are as a people.
We are so, when it comes to, I know in our relationship, everything that we want to celebrate, everything that we want to mourn, is surrounded by food. It's just a part of our culture.
It's a part of it.
But I think that what we have to get away from is that it always has to be surrounded by negative food.
Right.
Food that's negative for our bodies. We can actually surround ourselves with food that's good for us, that we enjoy eating, and still mourn and be happy
and celebrate and all those things.
All of those things, with food. And I think Tracye's point about cooking good foods that taste good is really what we need to start teaching to others. I mean, we all need to be doing that, really.
Exactly.
Because I think we think vegan, we think healthy, it's got to be nasty.
Right. Automatically, it doesn't taste good.
Automatically, it doesn't taste good.
There's so many ways to do it right and things that we can actually enjoy. So anyway, we're going to be talking about that again with her. So the second half of the interview, I want to just bring it to you right now.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Let's
We've
go.
got Tracye McQuirter on the show today, and we're excited because she's already opened our minds to so many things.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to asking her a few more questions today. And so thank you again.
She really is doing amazing things.
There's no question.
Oh, yeah.
This is amazing.
It really is.
And I think this is changing lives for people, black women specifically, who go through so many specific challenges.
Yes.
So this is good stuff. So thank you again, Tracye, for being here.
Thank you for having me, John and April. I appreciate it.
Yes. So New Year's resolutions, right? Okay, we got we're right around the corner is 2022, and people, I think, are going to be making New Year's resolutions, and the ones we see most of the time, like the studies show, people care a lot about health.
Yeah.
When it comes to the new year, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about losing weight or getting healthy.
Yes.
So
especially after Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yes. Thanksgiving and Christmas, we gorge ourselves. We gain all kinds of weight. April and I actually do a cleanse or a detox every year after Christmas because we need it. So your program really sounds like it would be perfect for something like this. Tell us about the results. Some of the results that maybe you've gotten from some of the women that you've taken through your program as you have helped them to transform into lives of veganism.
Yes.
Give us some maybe some evidence that this thing works.
Absolutely. So in the very first one that we did in October of 2020 with those 15,000 women, 68% of them lost weight.
Wow.
67% improved their general health. 61% ate more vegetables. 54% had more energy. 46% enjoyed cooking more. 37% lowered their blood pressure.
Wow.
Now, how many did you say? What's the percentage you said? Enjoy cooking more?
Oh, enjoy cooking more. 46%.
That's half of the women.
That's interesting to me because if you're cooking a certain way for your whole life, you would think that starting to have to cook vegan would be harder or something more of a chore. That's very interesting to me.
It is.
Yeah, and one of the reasons is that with this program, we give women a meal plan. All of the recipes are from Ageless Vegan, so they're tried and true.
Okay.
And we give them a grocery shopping list. We have cooking classes together. We have expert vegan chefs that do live and pre-recorded classes. So we give them the tools. We do it with them. And we, I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. So everything is from scratch, by the way. This is a whole food, plant-based program. And so there are no processed foods. You're not getting pre-made vegan hamburgers and hot dogs. You are cooking from
Wow.
scratch every day.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So this is an immersion. This is an intervention. So yes, the fact that half of the women enjoy cooking more is really great.
Wow.
So I want to ask.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
Yes, please.
yes.
I also wanted to say that 23% of the women lowered their cholesterol. And again, this is all in 14 days.
Oh my
14
goodness.
days. Lord
oh
have
my
mercy.
goodness.
Wow.
I didn't realize it was 14 days.
I didn't realize that either. So once you see that kind of result in 2 weeks, I guess I would imagine it would encourage a
you
person
keep
to say,
going.
let me keep doing this.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. That's why we give so much support and give the blueprint and make it so easy for women, as easy as possible, so they can feel and experience these changes in these 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We've done the mental and kitchen prep. The first week, that's the second and third week, we're eating 100% vegan. And by the way, 82% of the women complete the entire program.
No way.
Most of the women are doing it.
Wow.
So yes, that they see for themselves that they can cook the food, enjoy the food, and that they feel better in just 14 days. And so they want to continue.
Wow.
So I know that a lot of people are dealing with mental health issues, especially, because of the pandemic and all this that's going on. I want to know if you have seen the diet change help with your ladies when it comes to mental health. Do you see that they've gotten better in that aspect?
We asked a question about mental clarity, and 36% of the women said they gained mental clarity.
Wow.
So it's related, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
an unexpected benefit that
Definitely.
women have.
Wow.
So absolutely. And then I think that we talk about that piece in that first week. So what are the reasons that you want to do this for yourself? Why are you embarking on this? Why is this important to you? How do you think this will change your life going forward? And it's very interesting that you asked that question, because we have gotten asked by some of the women in the program to add more of that component, mental health. And so we're going to be doing that going forward with 10 million Black vegan women, to actually have Black vegan women, mental health experts talk to our women, because it's so key.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that up and allowing me to mention that.
So
that's great.
Tracye,
That's great.
you mentioned, we already talked about By Any Greens Necessary. April loves the title of that book.
I do.
That's amazing. and you mentioned the other book too, Ageless Vegan,
Yes.
which you wrote both of those. Is Ageless Vegan more of the sort of guide for your 21-day vegan fresh start, or is it a recipe book? Tell us more about Ageless Vegan.
Ageless Vegan is a cookbook and
Okay.
a how-to book. It has a 14-step guide to going vegan. And I actually wrote that book before I came up with 10,000, before I came up with 10 million.
Okay.
It just happens to be that I'm able to use this book because we've already talked about these things. But the 10-year anniversary of By Any Greens Necessary came up after I finished Ageless Vegan. But so it just works as kind of a workbook for us. And also, I wrote the book with my mother. I wrote Ageless Vegan with my mother. We were celebrating our 30-year vegan anniversary. I was 50 at the time. My mother was 80 when we wrote it in 2018. And so she tells her story. And so that's part of the reason that I share, that I use Ageless Vegan too, because we have women of all ages, but a lot of women who are over 50. And my mother's story going vegan at 50 is really, and staying vegan, into her 80s is really inspirational. So
it really is. Wow.
Part, how to and why we did it.
Wow.
It's something that you said your mom in the 80s was, encouraging healthy eating.
Yeah.
And I know, we grew up in the 80s and 90s,
Right. Yeah.
And really during that time, the things that we know now, we didn't even think about then.
We would have never done some of the stuff we did in the 80s in terms of what we ate
Right.
if we had known what we know now about health.
I mean, we think about how we would drink whole milk.
Well, yeah.
With, and I was having stomach aches, and
April grew
John's
up always
allergic
having
to
a stomach
milk.
ache.
Yeah, but we never pinpointed it to food.
Right.
And it's something that we didn't do that. So
Right.
for your mom to have already, gone to that level
In the 80s.
then is just
Yeah,
amazing, especially as a Black woman.
Yeah.
Well, I actually was in college in the 80s. I was born in 66. So
Oh, wow.
I'm older than you all. And, by a minute. And my mother grew up in Camden, South Carolina, and she was born in 1936. So
Wow.
But what she said, and they ate meat, but she said that they didn't eat meat every day. They had a big farm. Their relatives had farms. They raised animals. They grew fruits and vegetables, and that's mostly what they ate. And it was mainly on Sundays after church that they would eat. That they would have meat. But they didn't think about it at the time, but that was actually quite common. And so, when my mother had my oldest sister, she just started reading about, she wanted to have a healthy pregnancy, and she just started reading about how to do it. And that's why. But also, my mother became addicted to sugar.
Oh,
Wow.
She used sugar to, make herself feel better after her
Yes.
divorce, and became addicted to it. So pastries, everything you can imagine. She used to, she said she used to go and stand in front of bakeries and just smell the food. But because of that, that's the reason that we didn't have sugar in the house.
Okay.
And we didn't know that growing up, right?
Wow.
She didn't tell us that. But, she could eat a German chocolate cake in 2 days, a 3-layer German chocolate cake. But she was addicted. And so she went to OA when she was in her 30s to deal with that, right?
Oh,
she was
goodness,
never
wow.
an unhealthy weight, but just because you're thin doesn't mean you're healthy,
Yes.
right?
Right.
True.
That's a
So
good
she
point.
was dealing with her addiction, and she didn't want the sugar in the house, and she didn't want us to become addicted to it either.
And those are the building blocks you felt for.
Those were the seeds.
Yeah,
So when
Yes.
Dick Gregory came to campus in 1986
Right.
with this unexpected talk,
Mm-hmm.
it was familiar to me, and so yes, my mother definitely planted the seeds.
Wow, that's awesome. So Tracye, what is your big dream?
Yeah.
What would you like to see happen as a result of your program? What is your, if you could just look into the future?
10 million Black women, that's a big dream.
That is a big dream.
And I think you said this is the fastest growing vegan demographic. I believe you can reach your dream. But,
Definitely.
What's your dream?
Thank you. Yes. My dream is to have, so there are 20 million Black women and girls in the United States alone. We are already a global movement.
Yes.
But if we just talk about the United States, that means that 1 out of every 2 Black women Black women and girls will be vegan. And that is my goal. So I've been doing this work a very long time. I'm 55. I'm going to be doing this work as long as is needed. But definitely for the next 10 years, 55 to 65, I'm going to give it my all. And I just want as many women as possible to get the information and at least go through the 21-day program. And then, we'll also, and that's the free program. And then we'll also have coaching and ongoing support for women as well. But the goal is to have at least 1 out of every 2 Black women in the United States at least go vegan. And if not through my program, through other programs.
Yes.
So we're partnering with folks as well. But it's really crucial because, yes, we are the face of veganism, African Americans are the fastest growing vegan demographic in this country, 8% as compared to 3% of Americans overall. But there's still 92% of us who are not, right? And Black women experience the worst health outcomes of any demographic in the country. And that's unacceptable to me.
Yes, I agree.
There are lots of reasons for it, lots of reasons. We know that this kind of system that we're dealing with. And yet that's all the more reason for us to take care of ourselves and take back control of our health.
I agree.
So my passion is for us to have the information. It is unjust for us not to know the healthiest way to eat.
Yes.
And that is what I want people to know. I want them to know what the healthiest way to eat is, and to have a blueprint, a plan to go through it for 21 days. And then they can decide, with our support, if they want to continue.
Yeah.
So that's the goal.
So we want to give people a chance to find your information. Where would they go to sign up for your 21-day program? But before we do that, I want to end with that. But before we do that, I want to ask a question about April. So April is vegan-ish, right?
Okay.
That means that she's pretty much vegan, but there are certain times where she, may eat a little something that is not vegan, because it's Christmas or something like that. Is that okay?
You know what? It's okay, because every meal counts. So every vegan meal that you eat counts. And so keep going.
Yes, thank you.
It took me a year and a half to go completely vegan.
Wow.
So it's not a race. It's not a competition. It's your time. It's your journey. So if your goal is to be vegan, just keep going. Keep going. And, go to, join our free program, our 21 day.
Yes.
And also just eat as many vegan meals as you can. And I know that y'all in the beginning were talking about having difficulty finding some places to eat. The best website to go to, or the best app, is happycow.net.
Happycow.net. Okay, that's going to help us.
Service, and it has the largest listing of vegan, vegetarian, and veg-friendly places in the world.
Wow.
It is the vegan Bible.
That's amazing. Okay.
So in order to sign up for your program, would people go to 10millionblackveganwomen.org?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
10millionblackveganwomen.org, and our next one is February, and starts in February 2020.
Awesome.
I'm sorry,
2022.
2022.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
That
February
is great.
2020, you'd have to have a time machine, but that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I know I will be getting your books, definitely.
Yes, no question.
So that I can cook those good meals.
Yeah. I'm very excited about this. Thank you for being on the show, Tracye. We believe that you are actually changing the world one Black woman at a time. And what you're doing is amazing. This is no small thing, and we think you're going to be able to reach your goal. And we're going to be rooting for you all the way.
Definitely. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the show
joining
today.
us.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye.
So I think that leads us to the word of the day.
Yes, that was great, by the way.
Yes, that
As
was
usual,
great.
That was a super dope interview.
Yes.
What's our word of the day today?
So our word of the day today is something that people do every year, and we just talked about it, and that is resolution. Resolution. And I believe that resolution should not just be for the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Sometimes I think we keep it for the beginning of the year, and so we keep from doing things because we are, we don't only thinking resolutions are for the beginning of the year. But resolution should be anytime you want.
So when the newness of the year wears off, then we stop with whatever the resolution was.
I think sometimes we do.
Okay, so what's the resolution? What does that mean?
Resolution means a firm decision to do or not to do something. The quality of being determined or resolute. And I believe that we need to have a resolutionary.
We just need to be resolute all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, just be more resolute.
All the time.
So my question then to you is, do you have a New Year's resolution?
Yes. I know. I said I was going to stop doing New Year's resolutions. I actually stopped doing that.
Why'd you stop?
Because I didn't want it to be where that's the time that I think about resolutions. I wanted it to be.
You want to be resolute all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Which I think I am now.
I agree with you.
But I think that this time, because of our interview with Tracye McQuirter, I really do have a New Year's resolution, because I'm definitely not starting now with going to my mama's house next week or being at my mama's house. I just believe that I need to really get my eating lifestyle, just all the way. I'm up and down. I'm up and down. I think if I was more consistent, I wouldn't have some of the physical problems that I have that keep coming up.
Yeah.
Because I have a very sensitive stomach, and I deal with that with some of the foods that I eat, and I think I need to just go all the way in.
So that's your New Year's resolution is to go all the way in with your diet lifestyle.
And to buy her 2 books to help me do that.
That's a good resolution.
Because she said it's a good guide.
That's right.
That's all I need. I need some recipes. I need a guide.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that helps. And there are tools out there. Here she is giving us these tools. I think we really need to take advantage so that these resolutions can come about.
Yeah. So I have a resolution too for the new year.
What is yours?
Mine is actually to be less stressed. So I think my diet has something to do with that, because what I find for me personally is when I am stressed out, that's when I go to comfort foods and I eat a lot of stuff that I really shouldn't be eating.
Yeah.
And the more stressed out I am, the more I do that. So what I actually think I want to do is I want to just get a control of my health in general. And one of the impact points for me is my stress level.
Yeah. Because I think that's what makes us go up and down.
Exactly right.
Because I think we're pretty healthy. Even when we're not eating the best, it's still the healthiest bad eating you can get.
Exactly right. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I think that.
I think we're pretty healthy.
But I'm gonna tell you what I'm determined to do.
I don't think I'm good with my stress level.
Yes, but I'm determined to find some great vegan, plant-based, non. What do you call it?
GMO.
No. What do you call it when what we shouldn't be eating? We shouldn't be eating processed. Sorry.
Yeah. You don't want no processed.
No
food.
processed
Yeah.
that we can eat that we feel like is a stress relieving.
Yes, you want to find comfort food that is vegan and healthy, basically. Yes.
But that's not processed.
Correct. Yes.
Because that's the whole point.
I agree with you.
Processed, man. I love me some processed food, honey child.
I know you do.
I'm going to just tell you.
I do too.
Processed vegan food. The little chicken nuggets, the little vegan chicken nuggets, and the Beyond Burger. All those are great.
That's right.
Yeah. And I think you can have that every once in a while, but I don't think that should be.
That should be like a special treat.
That should be a special treat.
So,
as John used to say, special treat.
Right. So let me just announce right now, I'm definitely going to be taking some time off from my job.
He is, y'all.
For a while. That's going to help me with my stress.
I'm so excited.
We'll still see you here because this is fun. You know what I'm saying? But my day job, I will get some time away, and that should help my stress levels. That's my New Year's resolution.
I think so. I think that's a good New Year's resolution, babe.
I hope I'm a better
I'm going to help you out.
Father because of it. We'll see.
Well, I'm going to help you out when I get Tracye's book, honey.
That's right. That will help tremendously.
Books. Yes.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye,
Thanks for joining us again. Bye.
Happy New Year.